Hello and welcome. In this session we'll take a tour around the arc menu and create a series of arcs and circles. So look, let's go into create, open up arc, and we've got create circle edge point, create circle center point, create an arc polar endpoints, arc endpoints, arc 3 point, and create arc tangent. And also of note, if we open up this drop down on the toolbar, there they all are again. So first of all, let's go into create arc, and at the top of the list, circle edge point. Now you can use this function to create circles with 2 or 3 edge points. So I'm prompted on the screen to set up the first point. So what I'm going to do is move on down and pick the origin. That's our x0, y0 position. Now I'm prompted now to enter the second point. So what I'm going to do is move on up, click in the white space for X and input 1 inch. Going to hit enter. For the Y, I'm going to hit 0, going to hit enter, and for the Z, going to leave that as is. Now, before we move on and accept this circle, I'm going to move up to the ribbon bar, and I'm going to click on the icon to edit point 2. I'm going to change the value. So for the X, I'm going to make it 0.5. I'm going to hit enter. For the Y, I'm going to leave that at 0. I'm going to hit enter. And for the Z, I'm going to leave that. And there's our edited circle. I'm going to apply. Now, we created that circle using 2 points. I'm going to activate 3 points. Now, enter the first point. Instead of going up and input X, Y, and Z, I'm going to pick a point here. I'm going to pick the second point here, and I'm going to pick a third point right here. Now, up on the ribbon bar, let's click on Edit Third Point, and what I'm going to do is pick a point here. Now, we're done. So over the right hand side, I'm going to click on OK, and I'm going to undo those 2 circles. Now let's go back into create arc, and second on the list, circle center point. Now this creates full circles from a center point. Now up on the ribbon bar, I'm going to click in the white space for radius, input 0.5, and hit enter. And over on the right hand side, tangent isn't activated. Now enter the center point. I'm going to pick a point here. I'm going to slide over to the left. When prompted to enter the center point, I'm going to pick a point, and I'm just going to, for the radius, I'm going to pick a point here. Looks good. I'm going to apply that. Now on the ribbon bar, let's activate tangent. Now enter the center point. I'm going to pick a point here, and now the prompt, select an arc or line. I'm going to pick this circle. Let's apply. Let's do another one. Enter the center point. I'm going to pick a point here, and now for the prompt, select an arc or line. Just going to slide over to the right and pick this arc, and there it is. Looks good. I'm going to hit OK and do a couple of undos. Let's now go into create arc, and let's check out create arc polar. Now first things first, up on the ribbon bar, I'm going to change the radius to 0.5. I'm going to hit tab once more, and here we are in the angle section. So for the start angle, I'm going to input 45 degrees. I'm going to hit the tab, and here we are in the end angle section, and I'm going to input 135 degrees and hit enter. Now to satisfy this prompt on the screen, enter the center point. I'm just going to move on down and pick the origin. Looks good. Now watch what happens on the ribbon bar when I click the flip button. It's flipped it. I'm going to hit flip one more time. Looks good. I'm going to click on OK. Let's go back into Create Arc, and this time we're going to check out Create Arc Polar Endpoints. Now you can create polar arcs from either a defined start or endpoint. Now on the ribbon bar over on the left, we've got start point activated, and just to the right, endpoint is deactivated. So look, I've got start activated, and on the screen we're prompted to enter the start point. So what I'm going to do is move on up and click on the fast point icon, and I'm going to input 0 for the X and 0.5 for the Y and hit enter. Now for the radius I'm going to input 0.25. Going to hit the tab, going to hit the tab one more time. For the start angle 180, going to hit tab, and for the end angle I'm going to input minus 90 degrees and hit enter. And there's our arc. I'm going to move on up and apply this. Now enter the start point. So what I'm going to do is click on the origin. The radius is at 0.25. For the start angle I'm going to click in the white space, input 0, going to hit tab, and for the end angle 180, and then hit enter, and there's our arc. Going to click on OK. Let's go back into Create Arc, and let's check out Arc Endpoints. Now once again on the ribbon bar, just a quick note, tangent is not activated. Now I'm prompted to enter the first point. So what I'm going to do is move on up to the left, and there's my visual cue that allows me to pick the quadrant point of this circle. So I'm going to pick it, and I'm prompted to enter the second point. So I'm going to slide on down, and there's my visual cue for origin. I'm going to pick that. And then for the third point, what I'm going to do is move on up and pick this point, this end point of the arc. Looks good. I'm going to click apply. And as you can see, Mastercam calculates arcs in counterclockwise direction. So enter the center point. So what I'm going to do is pick the quadrant point of this arc we just created, and the prompt changes to enter the second point. What I'm going to do now is pick this point and then slide on down to the left, and I'm going to pick this point. Let's do a screen fit, and there's the arc. I'm going to apply. Now next up, let's activate the tangent button. Now enter the first point. I'm just going to pick a point over here. I'm going to pick a point here, and then I'm prompted to select an arc or line. I'm just going to slide off to the right and pick this arc. And there's our arc through a couple of points, and it's tangent to this circle. Looks good. I'm going to apply. We're done. Let's exit. Let's move back into Create Arc, and let's check out Create Arc 3 points. So you can use this function to create 3-point arcs. No option for radius or diameter is on the ribbon bar. Tangent is deactivated, so I'm prompted to enter the first point. So what I'm going to do, I'll pick on this endpoint. I'm going to pick on this endpoint, and then I'm going to move on down, and I'll pick on this quadrant point. Looks good. Now, up on the ribbon bar, I'm going to click on tangent, And what I'm going to do is, to satisfy this prompt, select an entity. I'm going to pick this arc. Let's slide over to the right, pick this arc, and then just down the left, I'm going to pick this guy. And there's our arc, tangent to 3 entities. We're done here. I'm going to click on the OK button. Let's go back into Create Arc, and last on the list, Create Arc Tangent. Now, over on the left, we've got a whole raft of different buttons. Activated at present is Tangent 1 entity. Tangent Point, just to the right, Tangent Centerline, Dynamic Tangency, Arc Tangent to 3 entities. The next one's Circle Tangent to 3 entities. And the last one here is Arc Tangent 2 entities. What I'm going to do is activate Circle Tangent 3 entities. And I'm going to pick this arc, and then just slide over to the left and pick this arc. And there's our circle, tangent to 3 entities. Let's check out this guy. Arc, tangent, 2 entities. I'm going to set the radius to 0.5, hit enter, and then move over to the right of the screen. What I'm going to do is pick this arc and this arc. Now, on the screen I'm prompted to select the fillet to use. There's one here, and there's one over on the left. Now, this is the guy that I want, so I'm going to pick on it. And there it is, I'm done. I'm going to click on the OK button. Now this completes this session on arcs and circles. Thanks for watching.